Hey, this is Russ. Time to go back on the bike trail. This time I'm going to take you on the same trail, but we're going to go the opposite direction. Now I'm not going to do a forward and backward facing camera. I'm just going to ride forward. It's a little bit easier, I think, in the long run, a little safer too. So let's get out on the trail and see how well we do. Okay, so we're going to head out onto the trail, but we're going to go in the opposite direction of what we usually do. I am riding on a Wednesday, and you probably won't see this video until Saturday. No, actually you won't see this video until, well, Tuesday. Wow, that's a whole week. That might be a little long. Maybe I'll put it out on Sunday. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so we're on the trail again, but we're going in the opposite direction. Now we're going to take it easy today. We're not going to ride hard. I'll probably keep it mostly on pedal assist number 3. And then use the throttle to go up hills. And I'll be pedaling most of the way, usually. Unless I get tired. We have quite a bit of wind. It's actually cooler than I thought it would be. The weather forecast showed it at 61 degrees on Wednesday. I went fishing this morning with my buddy Jim at Bussy Woods. So you'll see that video come out on Thursday. So you probably would have already seen it by the time this video comes out. Now, being that this is a weekday, there should be less people on the trail than on the weekends. And if you saw the last video that we did where I was riding, you may have noticed that I've taken the water bottle off the water bottle rack. It's actually sitting in my bag in the front. I ordered another water bottle holder, and I'm going to put that one underneath the battery. So I removed one, I'm going to put that one back. Put one back. This way, when I'm recording for you guys, I'll put the water bottle underneath. But when I'm just riding on my own, I'll move the water bottle up on the top. But that water bottle was kind of in the way overall. So I kind of like having the water bottle up on top though, because if you get thirsty you can always grab it. But I will tell you, anything that takes me off of concentration of riding is always a potential hazard. So even though it's up on the handlebar, I might not actually grab it until after I've stopped the bike. But at least this way I don't have to get off the bike to get the water bottle, because the water bottle underneath the battery is really inaccessible. I usually hit the bell way in advance. I don't know if that allows people to hear it or it doesn't, but I want to give them a chance to react. And if I don't see them move, sometimes I'll hit the bell a second time. So we're averaging about 16 miles per hour, it seems like. Pedal assist 3. So if you watched the fishing video, I would have put that out on Thursday. One of my bonus videos I talked about. You might have liked that video, maybe you didn't. I have a gut feeling maybe it wouldn't be, because if you watched it, yeah, we didn't do too good. But we did put in the old college try. We were out there. It was a little chilly, That's why we're all bundled up. And now, riding after fishing, I thought it would have been a little bit warmer. You know, at 61, it typically is, but with the wind blowing against you, yeah, not so much. Now you remember too that I pumped up the tires, but according to the tire pressure gauge, it only has like 13.5 pounds of pressure. So I am tempted to pump that up a little bit to maybe 16. It really needs to be around 20, but I'm really afraid to do that after the blowout of the inner tube. But I was told that maybe it wasn't from blowout, maybe it was because it was pinched, and that's a possibility. So if I do pump it up, maybe it'll be okay. Just taking photos. We're going a slight incline, so I do use the throttle at this point for that. So I'm pedaling and doing the throttle at the same time. You know, I'm going to have a video coming out soon. It's going to talk about the pitfalls of having an e-bike and how that relates to people who have had a knee surgery or a hip replacement. Things you should look out for, things to keep in mind if you're considering e-bike. I think this is going to be an important video for anyone considering e-bikes that has had any of those type of surgeries done, or anyone actually in our age group really should be interested in watching that video. Even if you're not buying a bike, you still might want to watch it just to get an idea, because maybe you'll know somebody down the road who wants to buy an e-bike, and you could refer to that video for them. So these are just some things that I learned since having an e-bike. Things to keep in mind, things to watch out for, some things that'll keep you safe too. Alright, that was a little downhill. We're going to go uphill a little bit, so I give it a little bit of throttle and pedal at the same time. There's definitely less people out on the trail today than some of the other days. I know eventually it's not going to stay this cool. Once we hit towards the summer, it's going to get warmer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take bike rides out in the morning, way early in the morning. That way I don't have to worry about the heat. You know, I'm still sniffling. I'm always sniffling out here since it's kind of cold still. It's cool, I wouldn't say cold. Now, anytime there's people at the intersection like that, I tend to slow down because I don't know what they're going to end up doing. But again, every time you slow down, you have a possibility of falling off the bike. So I find that, you know, if I slow down or if I'm turning, those are always danger points. Going straight, no problem. You probably hear the wind blowing. Now to me, the wind sounds pretty loud, even in my ears. But hopefully the lavalier mic with the windscreen on it cuts out a lot of it so you can still hear me pretty well. And I've noticed that even though I think it's pretty loud in my ears when I'm talking and I listen on the video playback, it's not that bad. you guys can still hear me pretty good. So I have to give it up for the Shure lavalier mic. Now I know that they don't make this particular model anymore. I've looked it up and they've already discontinued it, but it was the best one that I found that would cut down a lot of wind noise. Even though there should be a lot of wind noise right now as I'm talking. We'll see how loud it sounds like to you. Now you might note that I've been blowing off stop signs. Yeah, let me talk about that real quick. If I stop, I have a better chance of falling. So I look left and right, making sure there's nobody there, and then I blow off the sign. And of course, on the streets, if I see cars, I will definitely stop. But if you stop, you gotta hop off this bike. If you try to stay on the bike while it's down that slow or totally stopped, you're gonna fall. We'll talk more about that stuff on that upcoming video. Now here's the thing that I've noticed too. There's a lot of people out here who are walking or running. They all typically have earbuds on. It's really not safe for them to do that. I don't know if they realize it or not. Yeah, the bell helps, I tell you. Believe it or not, we've made it to once around the bike path already. Let's do it again. You know what? I'm going to keep this going until the camera shuts itself down. Now, I do know that the camera typically will shut down at around 15 or 16 minutes, something like that. The reason these cameras do that is so that you don't overheat the image sensor. Because first and foremost, these cameras are really cameras. They're not really just video recorders. So the image sensors do warm up quite a bit if you use it for video. And I typically record my videos at almost 50 frames per second. I think they call it 59 point something or other. So it's recording almost 60 frames of still images for every second. Put that all together, it looks like motion. Okay, so it's recording quite a bit. And it's a little bit of photography lesson for you today, since I am a former photography instructor. And so you don't want that thing overheating. So let me say this, if the camera shuts itself down and I don't formally be able to say goodbye to you, that's because the camera shut itself off. Now I might record an ending to that separately if I see the camera actually shuts down, okay? But in case I don't, you'll know why. So, do you like the path in this direction or do you like it the other direction? Most people ride it in the other direction, I've noticed. So this is kind of like opposite of what many people do when they're riding or running. I don't know why that is. I guess the other direction is a clockwise direction. This is kind of a counterclockwise direction. Maybe that's it, I don't know. And again, for those who don't think I'm pedaling, yes, I am pedaling. People think I bought an e-bike and not pedal. No, I actually pedal. The only time I'm not pedaling is if I'm going up a hill and I'll do a throttle and pedal. Or if I'm totally tired out, then I don't pedal and just use the throttle. And the throttle has helped me out quite a bit, getting up and down the hills, or even if I'm totally tired and I just can't do anymore, the pedal keeps me, the throttle keeps me going. So you might want to find out, how do I like the e-bike? since getting it, because it's been several weeks now. I've only had one fall. Let's say that's the only fall I'll ever do, but you never know. So I've gotten that out of the way. I've gotten the flat tire business out of the way since I popped the inner tube. Yeah, I've probably done the things that I really was always nervous about in getting a bike again. So yeah, I like the e-bike overall. I think it was a good investment to do. It gets me outside. I can do things. I'm getting my vitamin D by getting some sunshine. I'm finally outside after being trapped inside for months and months since my knee replacement. For those who are watching who don't watch Russ's Right normally, I'm a little over 19 months since my knee replacement. I've had issues during that entire time. I still have issues with my knees. It's not perfect, but this is getting me outside at least. Now I noticed that the camera shut itself down, so we didn't make it twice around. I was hoping that we would be able to make it twice around before the camera would shut off, but we didn't. We made it about 1.5 times around. So I turned it back on. So overall, yeah, I like the bike. I think it's something that that's going to help me. Now, am I going to lose a bunch of weight from it? I don't think so. I think the only way I would lose weight is if I put the pedal assist to 0 or 1. Problem with that is you're going slower, you have a chance of falling. I noticed that you have to kind of keep it moving on a big bike like this. It's really the safest way to ride. So if you're buying a bike like this and you're going slow or expect to go slow, this is not the bike to get. Or at least these fat tire bikes. I don't know if it's because of the heavy weight of the bike or the fact that it's a fat tire bike that makes it less stable when you're slow. I don't know. But I have noticed that from other people who have commented on various bike forums that whenever they fell, it was because they were either going too slow or stopping and then they tipped over. Okay, it doesn't seem like most of these people fall from riding it. It's always about stopping or tipping or slowing down or making a turn. And these are the areas I have issues with too. You know, I said before in the past that my turning isn't the greatest, and that's because I feel uneasy that I might actually, you know, fall over on the bike because of the turns. I turn left better than I turn right. I've noticed that. I don't know why that is. Alright, so we'll do 2 times around, then I'll shut ourselves down, but we're close to twice around. Going up a hill, I use the throttle and pedal. Alright, we are twice around at this point. So I'm going to say my goodbyes at this point. You know, I'm going to ride us over to where I usually stage myself. Oh, somebody's actually in my spot there. I usually stage myself at that rest area there. Somebody else is there. So maybe not there. Let's find another spot. I'll show you some other areas here. This is part of the parking lot area of the forest preserve. There's people that'll sit in their car and have lunch. Others will go on the picnic tables over there. There's another guy over there. I don't know if I want to go there or not. Probably not. Let's show you down this way. Here's one shoe. Now, how do you... Somebody left a shoe on the parking lot. How do you miss a shoe? How is that possible? All right, we're gonna run out of road here. This just goes around. I'll take you around. Believe it or not, in this area here, they actually fly radio-controlled airplanes. I've seen them out here doing that. It's kind of cool. All right, I think I'm gonna have to share the bench with somebody over there. Hello. All right, anyways, I'll sign off now. Appreciate you guys following me along for this bike ride, and I will talk to you guys next time.